Ooh, it's like he's coming right at you. Get it? Gus, 3D, get it? Okay.
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Printformers SCORPONOK. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Here's the bag it came in. That's it. So, moving right along. Now, I want to see a show of hands. Now, how many of you saw the thumbnail, did not read the title, and thought this was the Earthrise SCORPONOK? Raise your hands. Go ahead. Raise it. Come on. Don't be ashamed. I mean, you should be, but try not to be ashamed. It's okay. It's all right. But you will see the Earthrise SCORPONOK this week. So don't worry. It's going to be a SCORPONOK-y kind of week this week. So looking forward to that. So stay tuned. But for now, let's take a look at the Printformers SCORPONOK. So yeah, I was contacted on Twitter and asked if I wanted to take a look at this, and I said, yeah, sure, it looks really cool, so I'll take a look at it. So this was sent to me, and yeah, I dig it. So this is a completely 3D printed SCORPONOK, and this is meant to invoke his look in the old Marvel comics. So it's done in that specific style. Now, granted, you can print this out in whatever color you want to print it out, but Marcin wanted to do the kind of Marvel comic look for SCORPONOK, and I think it works out pretty well. Now, in the Marvel comics, SCORPONOK did not have a base mode because he was not a base former in those comics. He wasn't a giant robot. He was just as big as everybody else. He was just a normal-sized bot, and he just had his Scorpion mode. And here it is, and let's get in close here so we can take a look at the details. You can see the head here, which is just SCORPONOK's head just turned around and go, hey, Beast Boy, she drew. But hey, it is what it is. But you can see the nice purple, the nice green that was used. And again, you can print this out in any color you want, really. But this is, again, going for that old Marvel Comics paint scheme. You can see even a Decepticon symbol right there. Some nice bright orange also used, which looks really good. And all around, it's a pretty smooth print too, you know. I mean, you know, it's still, you can tell it's 3D printed, but for the most part, it is a nice, smooth print. It doesn't have that typical like 3D printed grain. In some parts it does, like in some parts of the tail, obviously you can see, yeah, that's 3D printed. But for the most part, like in the legs here, in the main body, you know, it's very smooth. It doesn't have that typical like overly 3D printed, you know, grain to it, which I'm not a big fan of. In some parts, yes, but for the most part, it looks pretty good, pretty smooth. See the big old claws there. Now these little bits of orange and these little bits right here are stickers. Now I don't know if you will be able to get like templates or something to print these out also. I don't know how that works. You'll have to ask him about that. Granted, I did not ask as many questions about this as I should have, but you will be able to contact Marcin directly and ask him any questions that you have. Since this is his creation, he built it literally from the ground up. He will be way more equipped, way better equipped to answer any questions you may have about this and printing it out and all the details and whatnot. But here is the scorpion tail. Again, very cool. Yeah, all in all, I do quite dig this, so there you have that. And for comparison, here he is with the G1 SCORPONOK because he's precious! Oh, so precious. Now, as you can clearly see, the G1 SCORPONOK is bigger than the one I was sent, but you can print this out in any size you want. You can print this just as big as this figure. You can print it bigger if you want. You can basically print this as big as your printer can handle. I was sent a picture of a guy who is printing one out that's literally as big as he is. He's printing himself a roommate, basically. That thing's gonna have to, you know, get a job and pay rent once it's done. That's just, it's insane. But yeah, you can print this literally as big as your printer can handle. So now let's run through the articulation here. So the head, as you saw, it can rotate, it can move up and down a bit. The arms can rotate to a point, but the legs will get in the way there, but it can move up and down a little bit. Can move in and out some. You have rotation at the bicep. You do have an elbow joint. That's meant more for robot mode, but hey, there's an elbow. Also, the claws can move in and out. The claws can, of course, open and close. You can see these two little claws here, individual, so those can move on their own as well. Little guns can move up and down. The legs, you can see here, they're just on a hinge at the base, so they can just kind of move forward and back. So you kind of have those as splayed or as close together as you want. That's totally up to you. As always, your toy. Just put it however you wish. One thing that does bug me a little bit is as this wiggles around a little too much. Maybe if this post in here was just wider, a little bit wider, so this doesn't wiggle around too much. That maybe will work a bit better. But, oh no, pretty cool. And the tail itself is just chock full of hinges. You got a hinge, 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 and hinge. So lots of posability there in the tail. You can pretty much have it doing whatever you want there. Of course, me, I just like that nice perfect curve going on there. But hey, as always, it's yours. Do with it whatever you want. So, there you have that. And yeah, that is basically it for the Scorpion mode. So let's get down to transformation, shall we? Hey, doesn't spin that well. It's okay. But we'll show off the transformation because yes, this is a transformable figure as well. So we'll start off from the bottom and we will work our way up. So we want to take the tail and just bring that down like so, and that will free up legs. You just want to just bring them out. So you can bring the tail up to get it out of the way. He just stabbed himself in the back of his head. Let's not do that. So you just want to straighten out his legs like so. You want to open up this panel here. You want to pull his foot down. You don't want to pull by the toe. You want to put your thumb or your finger right up top here and just push it down. So, oops, if you go too far, it will come off. You can kind of see how that works now. You see the little grooves in there. And that's how that works, just little swooping points for it. So you don't want to go too far, otherwise you would just slide his foot right off. So then you just bring the foot out, close that up, and there you have a leg all done. Second first, just like the first. So just straighten out the leg, open that panel up, just slide that down. Don't go too far. Bring out the foot, close that back up, and there you have the legs all done. So now we move on to the upper body. So it helps if you leave this little backpack section down. You can kind of close these legs up, just get them out of the way for now. You do want to rotate them out to the waist, like so. So everything that needs to be facing forward is facing forward. And we can then take this whole assembly here. This will raise up. You want to bring his arms forward or back, considering depending on which way you're looking at it, and then rotate this all the way around. Then you can bring his arms down, and all this will just boop, drop right back down, like so. Then you want to take his cannons and you want to rotate them at the base. You don't want to pull them from the guns themselves because you'll pop them off. So rotate them at the base. Rotate. Again, angle those however you want. At this point now, you can just take this little backpack and just kind of bring it up to pretty much the midway point. I like to take the legs and angle them up like so. And then you just take the tail, bring it up, and just fold it all up against his back like so. And I think we're done. Are we done? Yes, we're done. Ooh, actually, no, we're not done. One more little step here. Just rotate that around so the symbol is right side up. Yay! And there you go. There you have the Printformers SCORPONOK in his robot mode. And he looks very cool, and again, very much in keeping with that old Marvel Comics art style. And yeah, I dig him. Dig him. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at that noggin. You can see pretty nicely done head sculpt there. See, nice red visor there. Got the orange Septicon symbol. Again, you can kind of see like the lines from the 3D printing, but it is a very smooth print though. It's very smooth to the touch, and you know, it feels good. You know, still has that 3D printed kind of look to it, but definitely one of the smoother ones that I have handled. But overall, yeah, pretty nicely done. The claws are really smooth. The claws are nice and smooth, as you can see. Overall, I dig them. I dig them. Back again. It's a clean transformation. Just has the tail folded up back there. Legs. Oh no. Nicely done, in my opinion. So, articulation wise, the head can rotate. You can look up and down a bit. The arms can rotate. Again, the legs get in the way there of the articulation, so you only but so far you can go. If you bring the legs down, you get a little extra there. You can kind of get the arms up if you want. Again, it's just depending on how you kind of have all this back here position. It's going to kind of get in the way. Again, you have your bicep rotation. You do have an elbow joint. You get about that much bend there. Not too bad. Again, the hands, the claws can move in and out. They can open and close. You do have those two extra little claws right there as well. You do have waist rotation. These little panels here can move out of the way to accommodate the legs. Legs can move forward only about that far. Back, only about that far. Outwards seems to be as far as you can get. I don't want to force it because I don't want to break anything. That seems like it's as far as it'll go. You have thigh rotation. Due to transformation, you do have a double jointed knee, which is nice. And the feet are just on big ball joints. They can move up, down, rotate, and you have your ankle tiltage. Now, some other accessories you'll be able to print out is his gun here, done in orange. And that is very nicely done. Again, it's a nice smooth print as well. It doesn't have that that 3D kind of grain texture to it. The back, you can say it does have it, but the sides look very nice, very clean. And you also do get the little like shield pieces that you can plug on, like so. Make it look a little bit more G1-y. There's also a panel for the other side, so you can just kind of close it off and have that look going if you want. Hey, all things you can do if you want to do it. And how this works is there are these little two tabs, and they just go in between the little notches here in his claws. So you just kind of position that, close his claws around it. There you go. You can pew pew bang bang, pew pew bang bang, and you can do all of that. And you can also print out his shield here, which this definitely does have that kind of 3D printed texture. As you can see, I don't know if that's by design or not, but either way, it does look pretty good. And how this works is this little bit here can also rotate. So this just clips over. Oops. I wish this was a little tighter. That kind of bugs me a little bit, but how this works is this just goes over his claw like that, and then just kind of clips on. There you go. He has a shield. You can kind of take that and position that however you want. Do what you want there. So that, I think, is quite cool. You can give him his G1 accessories there. He does also have an alternate face. The one on him right now is just the, just serious, stoic face. But you can also give him a kind of shouting face there. It's not that easy to see, but you can, there you go. It gets a little washed out, but you can see just all, and even the visor piece is a separate piece. You're probably just printing out like the mouthpiece, but Marcin sent me the extra parts. He actually sent me a whole extra head, so I can just do this. You can see how it all goes together. It just all tabs on, nice and secure like. So since he gave me an extra head, I'm just going to pop this head off and put the new one on. Boop, there you go. Now he's all like, beer, beer. So there you have that. And now for comparison. Here he is with the power of the primes. Optimus Prime. Just so you can get a sense of the scale of this particular figure. Again, you can print this as big as you want. You can even print it smaller if you want also. But there you have that. And here he is with G1 Scorponok because he's precious. oh so precious. There you go. So there you have the Printformers SCORPONOK, and yeah, this is pretty cool. I dig it. You know, for being a totally 3D printed transformer, it works. It does the job, and I think it does it pretty well. You know, I mean, I have my nitpicks with it. Obviously, articulation is not, you know, not great in some spots, but you know, in some spots still have that very 3D printed look. But all in all, though, for being a totally 3D printed transformer, I think it works out pretty well, in my opinion. And I'm quite pleased with it. Quite pleased with it. He also has a Marvel Comics styled Fortress Maximus, which is really cool also. Maybe he'll send me that, I don't know. But but I would love to take a look at that also. But yeah, all in all, some really cool stuff going on here, in my opinion. Definitely well done. Good job there, Marcin. So, there you go. Now, if you would like a SCORPONOK of your own, I will link you to the Printformers Etsy shop, also the Printformers eBay shop. I will also link you to Marcin's Facebook as well as his YouTube channel, because he also does some instructional videos as far as like assembly and whatnot goes for stuff like this. So all of those links will be in the description down below. He is just selling the files that you can download and then print these out yourself, or he does have some actual physical already completed figures that you can purchase as well. So again, all of that is up to you, and all of those links will be in the description again down below. For all your other Transformers needs, of course, you can check out BigBadToyStore.com, as always, linked in the description down below as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love Peace Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Printformers SCORPONOK, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Big Geek! Be proud. Boom in your face. Hey, SCORPONOK, I remember you being taller. Don't question it. Let's just move on. Moving on. Well, here's the thing. I was gonna ask you to go to the Autobot base and smash it to bits, because, you know, that would be easy for you since you're a Titan and all, but can't really do that now because you're not a Titan, so that request doesn't really make sense anymore. What happened to you? I said don't question it. Hey, shrinkage happens to all of us. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed.